Let's fill up this basket with my summer TBR. Hi, my name is Margaret Rose. Usually I don't do TBR videos, and I'm not much of a TBR person, but I have so many books that I actually really want to read. This summer, I pulled out every potentially summery book on my shelves. There's also a couple challenges that I am working on right now. First, there's one that goes throughout the whole year, and there are some prompts for certain books that I need to read for each of those months. So we'll go over the summer months. And then I also have this one that's just for summer, and it has different prompts to finish throughout the summer. These are both from Chantel Reads All Day. I think you can join whenever you want, even the yearly one, so definitely look into it. I can link them below. But first, I want to go over the books that I've already chosen for my summer reads. I love my classics, so I want to read certain classics this year, and this summer I've chosen to take on Les Miserables and The Odyssey because the movie's coming out. I want to at least begin it before the movie comes out. I've read it before, so it's not like I feel like I need to read the whole thing before it comes out, but I will want to complete it this summer. So that's what's already on my TBR. The rest of my TBR, I'm just gonna go by what these prompts tell me. So let's begin. Let's just make sure that we can complete this summer months of the yearly challenge. First is June. Title has 5 or more words. This one was recently lent to me by my grandma, and I have actually been wanting to read this for a long time. She's told me about this before, and I actually have been very interested in it. It happens to have 5 words. It's perfect. Have to pick this up soon. July, it has to have a map. I've already thought about this one, and I want to read Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth, the same author of the Divergent series. So this is also a dystopian series. I think it's YA as far as I know. And there's a beautiful map. I'm so stoked for this one, and I think my friend and I might try to buddy read this one. So this will be for July. I know those weren't super summery. The rest will be. Those were just the ones that I have been wanting to read. Let's get into the summer books. August, water. Let me just take out all the books that have water, and then I can kind of see what I think. Okay. Oh my goodness. There's a lot, of course. These are all the books that have water on the cover or in their title. This one, it's not so much. There's like a little bit of beach there. This is by Kate DiCamillo. She wrote The Tale of Despero. I'm sure this is like not at all like The Tale of Despero, but still, like the cover, I love the watercolor. It really intrigues me. I think it's a middle grade book. I have so many middle grade books on this list because I just love that. I just love that style, that genre, I guess. I guess it's like nostalgic, which is perfect for summer. Speaking of which, Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech has water on the cover. An Ellen Hilderbrand book. Never read one of hers. This is The Golden Girl. I actually haven't heard like anything specifically about this one as far as I know, but I got it for basically free, so that's an option. Please let me know if you've read this and enjoyed it. This one's been on my shelf for a while. It's The Lake House. Like supposed to be like a mystery as well. Sounds intriguing. I got a couple romances here. Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. We Were Liars. And then the last one is It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. I think I'll go with We Were Liars. I've been wanting to read this for years, and I think scheduling it would be a really good idea for me. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited to read this. Granted, somebody, I don't know if you follow her. I can't remember her name either. I'll put her name up if I can find it. I'm sure some of you guys follow her. Her channel is really fun. She recently read this and she said that she wasn't like super big on it. It just was kind of boring to her, but maybe I just need to go into this with low expectations. Let me know if you've read this one, but I think we're going to choose this for water for August. I think it's like thriller-like and a mystery. That's it for the months of the year that are over the summer. Let's look at our passport to summer reading. So how this works is you have to complete every single stamp, though There could be some books that cover multiple stamps, and that's okay. So you don't need to have one book for each stamp. That would be a lot. I know Chantel is planning on doing that. I'm going to choose one book for each prompt, I think. But obviously, like, if I can't get to one, it's okay. And I'll just try to make sure that the books that I end up reading cover more than just one. Just in case, and so that I have more options, I'm just going to find one book for every single stamp. The first is Country. I think I know what I want to do. I'm going to go with A Good Animal. This was a book of the month for me. It sounded really interesting. I'll read through like the synopsis at the end of this video for all of the books, so stay tuned for that. The second stamp is Journey. Do I have any that include a journey? Maybe a Walk to Moons. I mean, walk, that's a journey. Let's see. Traveling from Ohio to Idaho. Perfect. Wow. I never knew when I was actually going to read this because even though I like middle grade, I don't tend to pick them up on my own. So this is going to be really good. Flowers. I know what I want to do for that one. At Home in Midford by Jan Karen. The Jan Karen books you just see everywhere. They're like at all of the thrift stores and all of their free little libraries almost. But I've actually heard good things about them from people that I know. My grandma really liked them, and my sister read the first book and she said she liked it too. And this is the first book. And I think it looks so quaint. Small town, very summery. There's a flower shop right there. Maybe there's not a flower shop, but it has flowers. Well, there's flowers, so like, we're doing it. Fourth is Home, which could also count for At Home at Midford. So, you know, that's how certain ones can overlap. But let's find its own one. There's a house on It's Not Her. The best option I can find is The Lake House by Kate Morton. And as I said, I am really interested in this one. Ooh, look at the pretty inside papers. Next is Water, but because I don't want to overwhelm myself, I'm just going to use the same one that I used for August, which is We Were Liars, because it's literally the same prompt. Wildlife. Okay, question. Daughter of the Deep? I feel like you never hear of like water animals, like sea creatures called wildlife. I'd have to look that up if it's like super specific. But this could work. And then also it works for water if I really want to have another water one. So we're going to go with this one. I've had this on my shelf for years. Percy Jackson series I did like. It wasn't my favorite thing, but it'd be cool to read something else by him, you know? Trees. I know exactly what I'm going to do. This is Surrender by Armin Marco. I read the first book in this duology. The first book was called Arms of Love. It's a Christian fiction series. It's their romances. I honestly wasn't the biggest fan of the first book, but my sister adores this series and she bought me both books. And she did say that she enjoyed the second one more than the first one. I do want to give it a chance. I think it could be very good. So I think that's what I'm going to do for trees. Next one, this was the first book that I considered when this list was released for the stamp W's. So that means who, what, when, where, why, how, and that would be Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. It's like a modern classic. I feel like I need to read it at some point, and it just gives off summer vibes. And again, it has woods, so if I like need to double up on something, it works. So I did comment on Chantel's video when she announced it. I want to do Where the Red Fern Grows, and she was like, oh, good luck with that one. I'm too scared to read that one. That scares me a lot, and I have heard that it's super sad. Getting down to the last line here, we have books. At Home at Midford had flowers. It also had Home. That could also do for books, because I did see there's like a book sale on the cover, but I'm going to try to find its own. Okay, I have to hop in here. Like 2 minutes were cut out from that video somehow. Thankfully, I rewatched the video before I just left and started editing like a week later. I'm sorry if my mouth isn't like matching up with what I'm saying. I'm literally filming from my phone. It's just been acting up recently, and then especially today. It's just a hot day. My phone's tired and it's almost dead, so just gotta bear with me. This is between beach read, but I was saying that I just haven't had a good time with romances, so I decided to skip on this one. But I ended up going with this one because TBR Books. Fun. And I knew right away what I wanted to choose. Breakup Day by Christine Marie, who is another booktuber just like me. She shows her reading and she also shows her writing on her channel. Super cool that she wrote a book. I'm very excited to read it, and there's a song on the cover. Next is Summer. The only one that I could actually find for that one was a romance. It is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. We'll try it out. We'll see. Definitely if I end up DNFing it, I think, you know, all of these are summary, so they could work for this stamp. And then finally, I was looking for a book that would work for Wings. I had not too much luck, so we'll pick up from there. Okay, I found Wings right there. So, we'll not be reading these this summer. I can't believe how many books I chose for this. So let's just go backwards because that's how it is in my stack, just so that I don't have to flip the whole stack around. Beverly, Right Here by Kate DiCamillo. Beverly Tapinski has run away. Also a journey. From home, plenty of times, home again. But that was when she was just a kid. When she's 14 years old, she figures it's not running away, it's leaving. Determined to make it on her own, Beverly finds a job and a place to live and tries to forget about her dog, Buddy, now buried underneath the orange trees back home. Her friend, Rami, whom she left without a word, and her mom, Rhonda, who has never cared about anyone but herself. Beverly doesn't want to depend on anyone, and she definitely doesn't want anyone to depend on her. But despite her best efforts, she can't help forming connections with people around her, and gradually she learns to see herself through their eyes. Ooh, so cool. Adding that to the pile. Just Friends? No. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. When it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up, but it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out, and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? Actually does sound really interesting, and I think it would be just really fun and sweet. So hopefully I do enjoy that one. Breakup Day by Christine Marie. There will always be the next breakup day. 14-year-old Phoebe Clark, love that name, lives at Forest Helm boarding school. Ooh, boarding school, I love it. And she never would have guessed she would receive a telegram announcing her mother died. More so, that she shockingly inherits the name of Great Duchess, a title that has become a death sentence in Agonia. Wow. Hunted by mysterious assassins, and in grief and fear of an impending war, Phoebe takes it upon herself to embark on a quest to the secluded Frostholds to request an alliance with Agonia, and to escape. She doesn't do it alone, uniting a group of unlikely friends, including a scrappy runaway and her childhood best friend, who is apparently a fugitive. But the Frostholdians haven't communicated with others outside their country for over 50 years. The impending doom of war leads closer than ever before, and Phoebe's own pride might be the downfall of her newly found friend group. Who can Phoebe trust, and what is she really fighting for? Christine Marie's Breakup Day combines a coming-of-age journey with the themes of grief, hope, and forgiveness. So cool. I love that. I will link her channel down below if you're interested in looking into her. She reads books, and she also writes books, and that's kind of her content is what it surrounds. We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. You go through life thinking there's so much you need, until you leave with only your phone, your wallet, and a picture of your mother. Marin hasn't spoken to anyone from her old life since the day she left behind everything. No one knows the truth about those final weeks and the tragedy Marin had tried to outrun. Not even her best friend, Mabel. Now, months later, alone in an empty dorm for winter break. Oh, takes place during the winter, apparently. Whatever. Marin waits. Mabel is coming to visit, and Marin will finally be forced to face everything that's been left unsaid and confront the loneliness that made a home in her heart. An intimate whisper that packs an indelible punch, this gorgeously crafted and achingly honest portrayal of grief, will leave you urgent to reach across any distance to reconnect with the people you love. Some of these I don't know a ton about, for instance this one, so it is possible that some of these will end up as DNFs, which is good that I have so many of these because, as I said, some might be able to double. Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. A loving threesome. They ranged the dark hills and river bottoms of Cherokee country. Old Dan had the brawn, little Anne had the brains, and Billy had the will to make them into the finest hunting team in the valley. Glory and victory were coming to them, but sadness waited too. Where the Red Fern Grows is an exciting tale of love and adventure you'll never forget. I don't think I would ever forget this. I think this would be a very memorable book. Surrender by Carmen Marceau. Purity, Faith, Hope, Love. The long-awaited sequel to Arms of Love is here. Surrender by Carmen Marceau. Delightfully entertaining. Surrender will keep you captivated. Okay, that doesn't really tell me what it's about. I guess we will never know. Basically, it's a sequel, though, to the first one, so it's not like they probably wouldn't be able to tell much about it without spoiling. Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan, Anna Decker is a freshman at Harding Pencroft Academy, a 5-year high school that graduates the best marine scientists, naval warriors, navigators, and underwater explorers in the world. Anna's parents died while on a scientific expedition 2 years ago, and the only family she has left is her older brother, Dev, also a student at HP. And they've heard all the Harry Potter jokes already, so don't go there. Anna's freshman year culminates with the class's weekend trial at sea, the details of which have been kept secret. She only hopes that she has what it takes to succeed. All her worries are blown out of the water when, on the bus ride to her ship, Anna and her schoolmates witness a terrible tragedy that will change the trajectory of their lives. But wait, there's more. The professor accompanying them informs Anna that Harding Pencroft has been fighting a cold war against its rival school, Land Institute, for 150 years. Now that Cold War has been turned up to full boil and the freshmen are in danger of becoming fish food. In a race against deadly enemies, Anna will make amazing friends and astounding discoveries about her heritage as she puts her leadership skills to the test for the first time. I like the sound of that. Let's do it. The Lake House by Kate Morton. The summer evenings, that could work for summer, right? 1933, Eleanor and Anthony Edivane's country house in Cornwall stands ready for a grand summer party to begin. Before the night is over, this idyllic refuge will find itself the backdrop to tragedy and the birthplace of a terrible secret. Alice Edivane, 16 years old and a budding writer, is thrilled that her parents' glittering midsummer eve party is taking place just as she has fallen helplessly in love for the first time, albeit with someone of whom Eleanor would never approve. Her happiness is short-lived when it is discovered that her adored 11-month-old brother Theo has vanished from his crib and is nowhere to be found. After months of fruitless searching, the devastated Edivane family leaves their beloved lakeside estate for London. They will never return. 70 years later, Detective Constable Sadie Sparrow is visiting Cornwall when she stumbles upon the once proud Edivane mansion, now an overgrown ruin. Her natural curiosity is piqued when she learns the story of a baby boy who disappeared from the house without a trace, and she decides to seek answers from someone who was there all those years ago. Alice Edivane is now a formidable elderly lady living in London who has enjoyed a long and successful career as a novelist, her days as neatly plotted as the best-selling detective stories that make her famous. But then Sadie Sparrow arrives at the door, asking questions about her past, resurrecting the complex tangle of secrets Alice has spent her life trying to escape. Whatever Sadie uncovers with Alice's help is an astonishing tale of secrets kept and suspicions withheld, a passionate love and bitter regret, and an unseen sacrifice that profoundly altered the family's destiny. That sounds so much like The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I read this summer. I actually recommended it in my summer recommendations video, so if you want some recommendations, definitely go check that one out. It takes place on this like big family estate, like this proud family estate, and then the little boy goes missing. Very similar except different settings. Like this is at a lake house, the other one was at like a summer camp in August. At home at Midford. It's easy to feel at home in Midford. In these high green hills, the air is pure, the village is charming, and the people are generally lovable. Yet Father Tim, the bachelor rector, who yearns for something more, suddenly finds he has more than he can handle. His life is turned upside down, with church secretary Emma Garrett managing his every move, the appearance of a very large dog, a lovable but unloved boy named Dooley thrust into his care, and the charm of an attractive new neighbor who effects surprising change in his stick-in-the-mud habit. Seemingly overnight, Father Tim's quiet life isn't so quiet anymore. Oh, that's so cute. Walk Two Moons. 13-year-old Salamanca Tree Hill, known as Sal, is traveling from Ohio to Idaho with her grandparents in search of her mother. Along the way, she tells them the story of Phoebe, another Phoebe, Winterbottom, who received mysterious messages, met a potential lunatic, and whose mother disappeared. Beneath Phoebe's story is Sal's story, and that of her mother, who left one day for Idaho and has never returned. Sal has less than a week to get to Idaho in time for her mother's birthday and bring her back. Despite her father's warning that she is fishing in the air, Sal knows the journey is the only chance she has for reuniting her family. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. If anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are Sinclairs. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know, except that some of us are liars. Dun dun dun. Sounds cool. A Good Animal by Sarah Moore. It's probably French. In the farm country outside Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, a border town where life moves slow and dreams run fast, most kids want out. Not Everett Lind. He's set on staying put, rebuilding his family sheep farm, and carving a future for the land he loves. Then he meets Mary, a new girl in town with restless energy and bigger plans. When the relation reaches a crossroads, Everett sees a life together. Mary, however, is desperate to find a way out. Together, they make an impulsive choice, one that could change everything. Tense, lyrical, and deeply felt, Sarah Moore's unforgettable debut breathtakingly captures the ache of first love, the beauty and brutality of rural life, and how one decision can echo through generations and shape who we become. It doesn't really say like what exact genre it is. I suppose it's just literary fiction, but very interesting. Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. Elegy on did not ask for a destiny to find her. She's happy with her life as a soldier defending her small country from the Tausar, a powerful nation that worships a deadly fever, a fever that blesses half of its victims with mysterious gifts. But then Elegy is summoned to hear a prophecy, her and the most ruthless of the Talisar generals, Rava Vidar, I don't know, brought face to face, they learn that one of them will lead their people to victory over the other, but they don't know which. And at the center of both of their fates, a man who Elegy is told she will fall in love with. In just one day, Elegy's old life, her job, her purpose, and her future is over. She and Rava are destined to collide, with the fate nations hanging in the balance. And when they do, only one will be left standing. Elegy intends to make sure it's her. A Mystery at Sag Bridge by Pat Camillier. Cora Tozy is a retired businesswoman who, after nursing her mother through her final illness, wishes only for a peaceful, orderly world in her suburban Chicago home. When an angry spirit begins to leave cryptic messages on her computer and threatens those around her, Cora is forced to dig into the town's notorious past to uncover secrets that will free the bonds that tie her and the spirit. With the help of her husband and their friend, Franny, Cora uses her skills as an amateur historian in a search that takes them into unexpected terrain, including subterranean passages, an eerie graveyard, and shadowy paths in isolated forests where a sinister predator is awakened. As they battle unpredictable supernatural powers, the story takes a poignant turn. The spirit's life is revealed, and both women, a century apart, examine threads into the past and the future, loss and longing linked across the generations. That is all. I'm definitely a little sad that I didn't get to choose all of the books in my piles, but there's still always the option. I'm excited to see how all of this goes. Definitely let me know if you've read any of these, and also let me know what is on your TBR. If you have any good recommendations for ones that I had a little hard time with, for instance, The Wings, I'm not sure if that would count or not, so let me know. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.